Hey, Tony Polecastro here from Tony's Acoustic Challenge. Today, I'm going to show you the ropes of open D tuning. Now, one of the common problems when trying out open D tuning is, well, first of all, how do you get there? Second of all, once you're there, how do you know what the hell to do? And third of all, how do you even play chords in a new tuning? Do I have to just flip everything I know on top of my head? Well, the answer is kinda, but it's a lot easier than you think. So I'm gonna share with you 3 tips so that you can start playing in open D tuning today. And you're gonna have a blast with these. This is one of the greatest, most creative and compositional tools that you're gonna learn. So first, how do you get to open D tuning? Okay, that's pretty simple. So we're starting with a standard tuned guitar, tuned from the low string to the high string, E, A, D, G, B, E. And we want to take that standard tuned guitar and change it to open D tuning. So we're going to take our low E string and tune it down to a D note so it matches this string. One more time. Take that low E, tune it down to a D. The next string, the A string, stays the same. The next string, the D string, also stays the same. The G string we're going to tune down just a little bit to an F sharp so it matches this note. One more time, that G string goes down to an F sharp so it matches that note. Your B string, the next string in line, is going to go down to an A note. And then your high E string will go down to a D note. So once you've tuned your strings accordingly to the following notes, D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, you've got yourself an open D tuning. And a great way to check this out is to just strum the guitar. It should sound nice and full, and it should sound like a big, full, humongous D chord because you just tuned your guitar to the notes in a D chord. So step number 1, get into the tuning, bam, we've done it. Step number 2, now that you're here, well, what do you play? Well, one of the greatest things you can do to explore in an open tuning is just to play that tuning's major scale on the high string. So for example, we're in open D tuning. I want you to play a D major scale on the high string. And here's the exact fretted positions I want you to use. So we're gonna do an open high D string, the 2nd fret of the high D string, the 4th fret of the high D, the 5th fret, the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, and the 12th. Sounds pretty, well, to be honest, boring. It's just do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's all fine and well, and it feels good to know a major scale on a single string, but how fun is that? Well, the answer is not very fun until you incorporate the other strings in open D tuning. Because the beauty with open D tuning, because you're playing a D major scale on that high D string, you can play all the other strings with it. So I want you to take that same D major scale you've just done on that high D string, and instead of just playing the single string, I want you to strum all the strings like this. And it gives it a little bit more body. It gives it a little bit more juice. It sounds better. And most of all, this right here is your experimentation ground to start messing around in open D tuning, because there's no rule that says you have to play that scale in order. You can play it in any old way you want to. And just by knowing those scale points, those guideposts along that high D string, you can come up with some really beautiful melodies and even create your own song. Okay, cool. So we got to the tuning. We went ahead and learned a major scale on that high D string. Bonus tip, you've got 2 other D strings. Remember, we turned your low E down to a D note, so you can take that same scale and do it there. And you've got that middle D that remained unchanged. You can do the same pattern on that string as well. So just by learning that scale on a single string, you actually can do it on 2 other strings. Cool. So now we have the tuning, we got that major scale idea, that single string playing. What about chords? Well, I don't want you to worry about naming chords in open D tuning yet, because I just want you to start playing around with open D tuning. So I'm going to give you 2 basic chord shapes that you can use to a great degree of success. Here goes nothing. So we're going to be fretting the A string and your former G string, but now we've changed it to an F sharp. So it's your 3rd string and your 5th string. Those are the strings we're going to be fretting. And we're going to be playing chords that sound like this. It sounds beautiful. I remember when I first learned these chords, I was just blown away that I was like, holy cow, I'm playing an open D tuning. So let me share with you these 2 chord shapes, okay? So I have unique names for these chord shapes. Again, I'm not gonna worry about naming these chords because I want you to use open D tuning as a creative tool, as a way to bust out of your guitar rut, and as a way to just have fun with the guitar. So I want you to think of it as 2 different chord shapes you're gonna learn. The staggered shape and the inline shape. Okay, so the staggered shape. What does that look like? Okay, we're gonna fret the A string on the 2nd fret with our middle finger, and the F sharp string we're gonna fret on the 1st fret with our index finger. That's the staggered shape, okay? The inline shape, we'll move all the way up to the 5th fret. We'll use our middle finger for the 5th fret of the A and our ring finger for the 5th fret of the F sharp string. That's our inline shape. Okay, so we have our staggered and our inline. Now we can play those all over the neck, and here's the order that I want you to do it in, okay? So open strings, and then your first staggered shape between the 2nd and 1st fret. Take that staggered shape, bump it towards the body 2 frets so it spans the 4th and the 3rd fret. Now bump up to that inline shape on the 5th fret. Take that inline shape, bump it up 2 frets so it's on the 7th fret. Now, I want you to move that middle finger up to the 9th fret of the A string, drop your index finger to the 8th fret of that F sharp string for a staggered shape. Take that staggered shape, bump it up 2 more frets, and then end up at the 12th fret on the inline shape. So right there, you can play along and kind of create your own chord progression. Just by knowing the staggered shape and the inline shape. So here's the deal. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tune your guitar to open D tuning. Remember, low to high, it's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Then I want you to experiment with that single string scale, right? The do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on a single D string. Pick the low, the middle, or the high. It doesn't matter. It'll sound good either way. And then lastly, I want you to start messing around with some of these chords. And if you find yourself thinking, okay, I kind of getting the hang of this. I got the chords, the staggered, the inline, this is making more sense. I want you to see if you can combine the notes that you're fretting for the chords and the D string, because you're gonna unlock a whole new level of understanding and exploration of open D tuning. I hope you dug this lesson, and I hope it gives you more confidence in approaching open D and being able to play in open D. If you like this lesson, if you are a guitar geek, if you like guitar reviews, gear, and all that good stuff, you must subscribe to this YouTube channel, especially if you have not seen the Acoustic Tuesday show. Just hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that little gray bell. That'll give you a notification of each and every new video that gets released on this channel. And secondly, if you're sitting there thinking, hey, didn't you say something about Tony's Acoustic Challenge? Well, I did, and we do this type of stuff every single day on Tony's Acoustic Challenge. So if you want to learn more about it, go to Tony'sAcousticChallenge.com and request your invite today. You're going to have a blast, you'll learn more about it, and I can't wait to see you over there.